On the line with us is our old buddy, Dr. Justin Frank, an MD. He's a psychoanalyst. He's a clinical professor at the Department of Psychiatry and Behavioral Sciences at George Washington University. He's the author of Obama on the Couch, Bush on the Couch, and now Trump on the Couch. His Twitter handle is Justin Frank MD. Dr. Frank, welcome back.
Hi. Nice to be back, Tom.
I want to run something by you and with apologies that we didn't get this to you before you came on so you could prepare for it or think about it. But I know you think fast on your feet, and I really want to.
I hope so. Yeah.
Radio station CJAD has a great host. His name is Dave Kaufman. And Dave did an interview with a celebrity and a comedian who used to work on The Apprentice with Donald Trump. His name is Noel Casler. And
sure.
I want to play you about a minute clip. It's a little more than a minute of Dave Casler in this interview describing his experience of working with Donald Trump, and use that as the thing to set this conversation, if that's all right with you.
Sure.
So here it is. This is Noel Casler.
I told him the real deal about Trump that people didn't know. He was an open drug addict. Everyone knew it. None of this stuff was a secret. You know, that he was doing coke on shows 20 years ago when we'd do, you know, the VH1 Fashion Awards, and I used to do the beauty pageants with him in the 90s. You know, he was an open drug user, open sexual assaulter, and this stuff was just kind of accepted.
Okay, and it's not
this
you
is the
heard
host,
this
Mr.
firsthand. It's
Kaufman.
you saw this with your own eyes.
Absolutely. That's when most of the drug use occurred on The Apprentice, when he had to read cue cards. He'd get really nervous, so he'd go in the bathroom, crush up Adderall. He'd come back to set. There'd be white chunks flying out of his nose, white powder under his nose. He's doing the same thing as a candidate and as a president. You know, it gives him a feeling of being in control. But he's clearly an addict. If you know anything about addiction, untreated addiction as a president is the worst thing you could have. So, yeah, he was obviously high that night. It was that was the same person we saw in The Apprentice. And I remember watching that and like, yep, he's high. And it was probably wasn't just Adderall. You know, he did coke, he did meth, he had drug dealers coming to the after parties selling it to him. Adderall is his maintenance high. It's what he does during the day. When he gets down to Mar-a-Lago and these other places, he gets into it a little harder. He also uses benzodiazepine, Valium and stuff to come down when he hits it hard. So when you see him slurring and stuff, that's from the benzos.
So, he goes on, and it's a pretty shocking interview, and he also talks about, being witness to Trump sexually assaulting people. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I have a few thoughts about it. First of all, the thing that is, I had a chapter in my book that I did not submit to the publisher, which was called The Adderall Presidency. And I decided that there was not enough data, there was hard data about it, but in terms of evidence, and I wish that, I had known Noel earlier and that there was some more data available. But basically, his behavior is very similar to people who are very heavily into cocaine or Adderall. There was a book written last year called Blitzed, maybe 2 years ago now, about the use of amphetamines by the Blitzkrieg, by the Luftwaffe, and by Hitler's people, and that it allowed people to essentially be awake 18 to 20 hours a day and be really high and on and able to kind of stay alert and not need a lot of sleep. And I do think that is not something I would rule out at all about President Trump. He does sniff an awful lot when he gives his talks. Even now you can hear him sniffing between sentences or even in the middle of a sentence. And that's something that you see with people who have their nasal passages slightly worn down by cocaine or Adderall that is snorted. The problem is that people who have early signs of particular word-finding prefrontal dementia also sniff when they talk. And it's hard to know which is which without having a proper MRI and a proper neurological evaluation, and he needs that. So those are my first thoughts. The second thought is about Adderall per se. Adderall is only available, as far as I know, by prescription. So I'm just wondering who gives him the prescriptions. Who's his doctor? Where is he getting it?
Probably Ronnie. I forget his last name, but the guy who was the White House physician that he wanted to
I
make
know who
Surgeon
Ronnie
General.
is, and he is the White House physician, but there is so much control. I mean, it's true he's the president, and you can get past controls, I guess, but, to write a prescription now, you have to write it out. It has to be in duplicate. I mean, I have to get all kinds of permission to give it to people. I think the second question then is he doesn't have to get that because cocaine is illegal. You can buy that through any kind of a dealer, and he may have dealers. Clearly, he is speedy in certain ways. His tweets in the middle of the night, his getting up very early, all are consistent with some kind of abuse of a psychological stimulant. I don't know where to go with that except that's probably the case. The biggest problem with the stimulants in a president or anybody who has a responsible job is that the first thing that gets compromised is judgment. So people actually can't assess the sanity of what they're saying, but they don't have the judgment in terms of thinking about the consequences of what they're saying and what's going to happen. So it's very similar to alcohol, actually, ironically, that judgment is soluble in alcohol, and but then the second problem that's related specifically to stimulants is impulsive behavior, and people are much more comfortable being impulsive, shooting from the hip, saying things impulsively, and then the third thing is rage reactions. People who use a lot of
which he does regularly.
Amphetamines have acute rage reactions, recurring rage reactions, and those are really disturbing if that's the case with President Trump.